Why did Dracula's mom give him cough syrup? Because Dracula's coughing. Hey, it's your fault you put these jokes up there on the table. So.
Well, that was Dan. From Zayo.
Really unfortunate Dave Laffy Tap. I got a lot more where that came from. So.
And we're recording this for podcast from Cornerstone 2006, and we have one of the most brutal, heavy bands in the world ever, Zayo, in front of us. And we're going to talk to them a little bit about the show tonight. Their new record. Tell us about the new record first.
The new record is really raw and fast, and it was done by a guy named Steve Albini out of Chicago. And everybody acts like it's a departure, but I think we still sound like Zayo. But it's definitely faster and a little more raw, and I think people aren't used to that type of recording now because everybody's doing kind of a polished thing. But I don't know, it's our favorite one so far. We had a lot of fun doing it.
What are you hearing? I mean, you say it's a departure. You've heard it's a departure.
Yeah. It's kind of. I mean, everybody usually says that every Zayo record sounds different anyway. This one is different, but I still think it holds the aspects of what Zayo is, musically and lyrically and all that stuff. So I don't see it as much of a departure, but we've heard that a lot. I think maybe just because it's fast and I actually do metal things with the guitar.
And there's less singing on it than on the last one. It's not as much of the melodic.
As far as Scott knows, just from being in the band, even around the Liberate time, we wanted to do stuff that we kind of did on this record, but people were either unable or unwilling to do it. And for the first time in 10 or 12 years, we have a lineup that is both able and willing to do that sound. So I think if anything, it's something the earlier Zayo records would have sounded like if people were willing / able to do something.
The faster, more technical.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people, when if you look at a band like, say, Metallica, they act like, that they've done their records for as long as they have, and, Saint Anger is the culmination of what they've always wanted to do, which, I don't know, but... So you have, all those old records that they, as an artist matures and grows and learns his songwriting skill, I think that, for us, this last record is what we've always wanted to do.
You mentioned Steve Albini, and you guys, how'd you meet him?
Actually, I heard a question asked on the last interview, but there was his girlfriend Heather was doing an underground documentary on the Cornerstone Festival, and she asked us.
Why does the devil have all the people?
Yeah, right. She asked us to be part of it, and through that, she came and saw us in Chicago about 2.5 years ago, told us about Steve being interested in the band, and we went over and took a tour of the studio and everything, and from that we've always been Steve Albini fans, so we were kind of blown away that he knew who we were, and his interest in us and our interest in doing a record with him kind of just worked out better for us on this record, so once we knew we could do that, we jumped at the chance.
We're not even really sure if he actually liked the band,
yeah, he
but due to Heather working on this movie for about 2 years, he had seen the small clip of Zayo performing from the movie about 300-400 times just for her doing it, and I think it was pretty much just I'd like to work with those guys.
And the clip in the movie is short, right?
Yeah.
Oh
right.
yeah, it's a couple of seconds.
It's half of 5 Year Winner, not even the whole song.
Yeah, but maybe he looked at other tapes of you guys or something.
Yeah. There has to be a reason why he was interested, hopefully because he liked us.
And he's pretty powerful guy. I mean, he's been around a long time.
He's been around. He's definitely a legend at his craft, and I think that
he did Nirvana and Utero,
and
Neurosis, Times of Grace,
a lot of
Pixie
records.
How did he help you guys? What did he have to do with the record?
He helped us be us. He wasn't there to do anything but let us be us. And I think a lot of producers, when you go into a studio, they have their agenda and their idea of what they want your band to sound like, or this or that. And he was mainly there just to be an engineer and help us sound the best that we could sound by being ourselves and not change or not do anything we didn't want to do. And he was definitely like a technical wizard. He really helped us with everything on that aspect of recording sounds and how to do certain things. But he didn't really change us. He just let us be ourselves.
Yeah, you could say something to him like, we want the vocals to sound like they're going through a PA at a basement show. And he knew exactly what he had to do to make that description appear on the tape. So it's really efficient.
He's very specific about how he is interpreted on a record, as far as he never puts produced by Steve Albini. It's always recorded by Steve Albini, because he's not there to actually write your songs for you, to do anything like that. He is just there to get the best possible sound out of your band. So that's why we went with him, basically.
Yep.
And the show tonight, what can we expect? It's at midnight tonight on Encore 1. What can we expect tonight?
A bunch of old guys trying not to fall asleep.
Yeah, I don't know if
it's past our bedtime.
Yep.
I don't think we can keep up with all these young, crazy people that jump off their amps anymore. I'm going to break a hip if I do that.
Yeah.
You can expect a little bit of old, a lot of new, a little bit of middle. Like, I think that we just try to, I mean, as a band, and as you can tell, the Zaya's changed lineups, you know, and we are a different band than we were, like, even 2-3 years ago. So for us to linger in the past of what Zaya was doesn't seem right to me anymore. I think we need to kind of move on and be what we are today. So a lot of people are probably going to complain that there's a lot more old songs, but I mean, we do play some of that stuff, but as a band, we're just the last 2 records we released, and we want to focus on that more. So, but they'll be there.
It's a nice mix.
Yeah, that's good.
The mic is open up to anybody in the audience too that has a question. If anybody wants to ask a question, just raise your hand. Let me know, and I'll give you the mic.
Don't be shy. Come on. You know you want to ask us.
Behind you.
Go. Don't worry, we're here for a little bit. We'll get you.
Hey guys.
Hey.
I have a question about something to do with Christianity and stuff. I'm sure you get asked a lot of stuff. Now, do you guys, like, I know you've had trouble with people coming up to you and giving you a hard time about not saying certain things, or telling you that you need to say certain things, and maybe you don't even feel comfortable in where you are in your life, and whether or not you have faith and whatever. Do you ever get guys that come up and just support you and say, hey, you know, God bless you anyway, regardless?
Unfortunately, yes.
Absolutely.
That's what keeps you going. I mean,
if anything, that's the one small thing that does keep us going.
I think that's the saddest thing about a lot of Christianity in a whole. You have a lot of people that, you know, if you don't seem, or I mean, they don't even know, they just come up and make their judgment, but if you don't seem like you're this full-on Christian or this or that, they kind of write you off, you know what I mean? And I've seen a lot of people that have been in the hardest points in their lives, and the people that they relied on their whole life in the Christian community, in any community, they kind of shun them and look at them differently and not just embrace them. And I mean, I think Christianity, the most important thing about that is embrace everybody and be open and love everybody. And so it's kind of sad to see that there's a lot. I mean, it is a majority, but it doesn't seem like, I mean, it's not the whole broad spectrum, but it's sad to see that people that were there maybe 4 or 5 years ago when you were on stage and talking about Jesus for them every minute, when you don't do that anymore, they kind of write you off. You know, it's kind of sad. I mean, you should be there for people no matter what they're doing, if you consider yourself a friend.